Here are the fork ears that I took off the bike and all the spacers. These are all the spacers on the fork ears. This is the left one. This is the right one, which is very bent. I don't know if you can see that, but it's crunched here, and you can see how crunched it is here. This type of part is going to be hard to put back to normal because it's so bent. So I found them on eBay. You can get used ones for 20 bucks each, so that's what I'll probably do. Here you can see the forks in the back that haven't been touched yet. That's going to be next. I'm going to start working on those. The rust is going to come off first. So yeah, right. Today I'm going to take the zip ties off. I'm not going to worry about the ear because it's going to be replaced. That's a really nice spider web right there. Can you see that? Nice big spider web that was taken there. So I'm going to take the zip tie off and I'm going to clean up all these parts. I'm going to reuse these parts. Here's a rubber washer, it looks like. So I'm going to just hit these with some steel wool and clean them up as much as I can and reuse them. It's a little harder to do today because I had an injury. I was surfing and I was up and riding my board, and another kid didn't get out of the way. He decided, instead of going under the water, he decided to put his board straight up into the air, and his fin almost cut my hand off. But it's better now. It's going to be 2 weeks and I'll be back in the water, so we'll just start working on this. It shouldn't hurt anything. As you can see, a little bit of work. Look at that. It's already shiny. From there to there. It doesn't take much. It's under there. It's in there. See that little bend right there? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? I got a pair of duckbill pliers I can get that out with. These right here. These duckbill pliers. I'll just put this on here real quick. That's better. That's much better. That should fit. That goes on the bottom, so it's not the best, but it's going to go on that new piece. It's going to go on the new ear. So I'm not going to put much time into that. Why bend it to fit this ear when it's not even going to go on it? But look, right there, it fits. So it does fit already. But when I get the new ear, I'll make the final adjustments on that. So it fits perfectly on that new ear. Not bad. Here's the old one on the other side. We'll compare the two. There's the old one on the other side, and there's the one I just cleaned up. So, yeah, comes out okay, huh? Not too bad. So that one we'll put there is done. And then we have a rubber washer. That'll clean up. There we go. Good, nice and clean. That piece is clean. That looks good to me. So we'll just polish it up. And see the difference? It's pitted, but it's shiny. And the last piece. So here are the new parts. When it goes back together, it'll be just like this on the bike. So that's it for this one fork here. All the chrome is polished. They're both done. Here's the right trim and the fork ear. And here's the left one. All right, well, here we go. The next step, I got this set up in a little tub here. I'm going to degrease this fork with some simple green. See how it goes. Have some brushes somewhere. We're going to let that soak a little. Let's take it. We'll be back after it soaks for a little bit. Still working on this front fork. It's been soaking for a couple minutes, so most of it's off. Even down here by the bolts, I got it all nice and cleaned up. The bolts and the washers are here, cleaned up. So this one's done. I'm going to soak the other one, which is right here. Oh, this one has the loom on it still for the front brake. I'll have to take this off and get all this stuff soaking. That holds the front brake. Some good stuff in there. Look at that, good stuff. 10 years of junk, gunk, and cobwebs. So we'll just throw that into the bath. Then we'll get this one soaking. Get all the grease and grime off that's been sitting there for 10 years, and then some kind of sticker on here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to remove that or without scratching the fork, or I might leave it. We'll see. So we'll get that one soaking. This one's pretty much done. This one has a lot more stuff on it, so we'll just coat it and let it sit here. All right, we'll just let that soak, let that stuff come loose, and then we'll finish up. All right, came out to the garage. It's morning. This thing's been soaking overnight in the juice. Looks like it's pretty good. First, this one is completely done. Oh yeah. Oh no. There we go. I thought that left a mark on the. I thought it stained the aluminum, but it's just that nasty juice. So here's the finished product. This one's done. This one's done. You can see how it came out. That's completely done. That's done right there. Here's the washer. Here's the washer, lock washer, nut, lock washer, nut. This is the drain hole for the oil that's inside the shock. Well, that's the next step, is to actually the next step is to take off all the rust. So next is remove the rust from the upper stanchions, and then rebuild the bottom fork. But that one's done. Let's finish getting all the crap off this one. All right, that one's done too. That's it. I'm gonna leave that on there because I think if I try and take that off, I might try and heat it up and take that off. But if I try and put anything against that, it's gonna scratch the fork. So maybe some heat. But that one's done. Just have to take care of the upper part next. So, oh, this little piece. Wow, check that out. Look how clean that came. Just been soaking overnight. Remember how dirty this was? Remember the cobwebs in here and all the dirt? Much better. That came up much better. So that's done. Right, here we are again back in the garage working on the forks. Today I'm going to remove the rust from the upper tube, and I'm going to remove the old boots. This old boot, you can see the old boot, how it's cracked right there. So if we put a screw, I'm going to replace these, so if we tear them, it's no big deal, but underneath the boot is the seal. So if we just go around, you can see how worn out this is. There's cracks everywhere. Look at that. This is the dust boot. The seal is underneath. So it's no big deal if we tear it open. Actually, I'm not going to do this yet. I don't want I'm going to use steel wool to clean the rust. So I don't want steel wool going down in there. So I'm just going to get off the rust with some steel wool. It's not all coming off, but you can see when the fork is compressed, it only goes up to here. When you compress the fork, it comes up to here. It doesn't touch where the rust is, so the seal should be okay. This pitted part you won't see because it'll be behind this ear. It goes in like this, so you won't even see all that, the pitted. It'll be covered up by this headlight ear. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. So I haven't been working on this for a little while because I've been working on something else. I'll show you what I've been working on. I've been working on this one. I thought it was leaking from the counter sprocket. I thought the seal was leaking. So I took off the chain and the counter sprocket, but it's not. I guess it was just a lot of chain oil. But what I did determine is that the rear sprocket and the counter sprocket are worn. So I'm replacing those two sprockets and putting on a new chain. So just a little maintenance on this one. And waiting for those parts to come in. So I'm just working on the restoration now. That's all that's going to come off of these. They're going to remain a little pitted. That's what they look like now up close. And that's just how it's going to be. Just polish them up a little bit and back to the auto saw. Alright, those forks are about as clean as they can get. I did a little polish on them after I removed the rust. You can still see the pitting. No big deal, it's so high up on the fork it won't bother the seals that I put in. So let's remove the dust cap. That's this dust cap. It's so dry rot. You just pull it up. Oh, there's pieces breaking off. These are old. These are probably from, these might be the originals from 1975. So let's pull off that dust cap. Right, quickly remove the dust cap. And you can see the seal. Can you see the seal? The seal's down in there. We'll remove the seals when we do the fork restoration. There's one dust cap. Here's the other rotted dust cap. They just fall apart. The other rotted dust cap. The seals in there, the old seals are in there that are leaking. So I'll replace the seals, drain the oil, pull off the top cap up here. Looks like someone's been working on this already. I don't know what they were doing there, but they really bent that bolt, so I'll have to file that down. Look at that. Were they hitting that with a hammer? What's that all about? Look at that thing. I must have been hitting that with a hammer. Hopefully that comes off okay. That has to come off to rebuild the fork. Anyway, that's the next step is to drain the oil and rebuild the inside. That's it for now.